All right, y'all, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of More Money Monday. I am back in the US, which I'm so happy about. Well, it's bittersweet. I am back in the United States, and I'm going to go ahead and pin my comment right now. YouTube. Comment more money if that's your goal. What is up, y'all? Hey, you are in Senegal. Okay, I was just in Senegal. So, hey TikTok, hey Instagram, hey YouTube. Today, in today's episode of More Money Monday, we're going to talk about how to find your purpose. And this is really helpful for those of you who have tons of business ideas. You have tons of ideas around what you want to do, how you want to make money. You're multi-passionate. You have so many things that you want to do. First of all, I want you guys to understand being multi-passionate is a great thing. It is a great thing to have lots of things that you want to do, to be interested in so many things. I feel like our society wants to box us in all the time. If you've ever felt boxed in, if you've ever felt forced to choose, comment me. Comment me if you've ever felt forced to choose. It wants us to just be one thing from the time we get our high school diploma to the time that we die, right? There's so much pressure around what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? And you might want to be and do multiple things, and you absolutely can. We've got to recognize that our purpose may not be linked to just one singular action. Our purpose could be linked to us doing multiple things in a specific way, which allow us to be able to make money, but also to be able to make impact. So I was reading this book on the plane on the way home, and I want to tell you guys this. I saw a video on Instagram maybe a month ago that said, don't go to sleep when you get on airplanes. Why? Because the cabin pressure at that altitude, your brain and your mind is more creative at that time. Literally, you are in a more creative space. You're able to think more. You're able to come up with new ideas. You're also able to retain information in a better way. So I don't go to sleep on planes anymore, right? Now, if it's a 9-hour flight, I'm laid out. I'm going to bed. But for like 3, 4, 5-hour flights, I'll try my best to stay awake or sleep for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and really utilize that time to consume information. So, pro tip, do not sleep on planes. Use that elevated cabin pressure to expand your mind and to come up with new ideas. But so what I was reading on the plane is, instead of us always going after success, right? Success is important, but instead of us looking at that as the final destination, we should instead want to become people of value. Instead of wanting to become a person that just has success, right, which is money, cars, nice things, whatever that definition of success is, aim to be a person of value. What is a person of value? A person of value means someone that's adding something to the world that does not exist currently. A person of value is someone that is confident in what they're doing and believes in themselves and is adding into the spaces that they're in. A person of value is someone that isn't afraid to do the things that come to their mind because they have known that they're comparing themselves to. They're only looking to be their best self. Becoming a person of value is the goal that we should be focused on instead of just thinking about success. Because you know what happens? When we only focus on being successful, that's how you get scammers. Nobody wants to say it, so I'm going to say it. When you only focus on success and money and materials and all the things, that's how you end up with people who will do anything for money. Those people are not focused on becoming people of value. Those people are focused on making money. And when that is your only focus, that's what leads to scammers. That's what leads to people to taking advantage of other people. And this is not to say that success is wrong. I want to be successful, right? I want to be able to leave something for my kids. I want to be able to, enjoy things in life. But do not make that your final destination, because when you work on becoming a person of value, everybody comment the word value in the chat, wherever you're watching this from. Everybody comment the word value in the chat. When you focus on being a person of value, success is automatic. Success is going to come no matter what. But when you only focus on being a person of success and having success and not thinking about value and not thinking about your purpose, well, that's how you end up leaning into things that really don't serve other people. Because when you are on the singular track of I just want success, you don't care how you get it, who you get it from. And this is why we see this scammer culture, unfortunately, of people who are just like, oh, give me your money, give me your money, give me your money, give me your money, give me your money. Because I want success. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. And that, when I read that on a plane, it really reinforced some of my own beliefs. I've always told myself in building my business, I want to be able to put impact before income. I want to be able to serve people before I think about how much money I'm going to make from serving them. When I started my business, my first courses and classes were $15. I didn't know how to price. I was like, you know what? Let me make this really great. It was a 2-hour-long course and I sold it for $15. But that $15 led me to my first $1 million. That was over 20,000 students. So I need you to understand that focusing on value is what leads to success. So now let's dive a little bit deeper and let's touch on purpose, okay? Let's dive a little bit deeper and let's touch on purpose. So you're someone here who has lots of ideas. You want to do this business. You want to do that. You want to do all the things. And that's great because God made you a multifaceted person. Now let's talk about how you're really going to dive in to what one or two things you should be focusing on right now. Because whatever you don't do, it doesn't mean that you're telling it no. It simply means that you're telling it not yet. You're not telling your ideas no. You're just telling your ideas not yet. You're telling your ideas, before I go after you, I need to start with this one right now. So there's an activity I want you all to do that I actually read in this book. And I need you to take a piece of paper, and on one side of the paper, I want you to write down all the things that you're passionate about. If you could do anything without thinking about money forever in your life, what would it be? What is something that when you think about it, it just gets you excited? These are your passions. I want you to, for 5 minutes, write down all your passions. So some of my passions: speaking, motivating people, traveling, talking to women about how they can fall in love again. These are some of my passions, right? Makeup, hair, mostly just self-care though, right? So these are some of my passions. You want to think about all of the things that you're passionate about. If you didn't have to worry about money, if you could do it at any moment and you could be paid, what would that be? Okay? These are going to be your passions. Now, on the other side of that paper, I want you to write down your experience, right? What experience do you have? Because your purpose is going to be the middle ground between what you're passionate about and what you're actually experienced in. You see, God has been preparing you all along to be able to achieve your purpose based on all the things you've already gone through. All the jobs you've had have not been an accident. All the people you've met have not been an accident. All the rejection you faced has not been an accident. All the challenges you've overcome, those have all been God preparing you to fulfill this purpose that you are still discovering. So you've got your passions on one side, you've got your experience on the other, right? So your experience is going to be, maybe you are actually really good at organizing. Maybe you are really good at money management. Maybe you know how to communicate with people. You're a great journalist. You know how to interview people, right? You are the one who knows your experience best. I know for me, I was director of sales. I'm really good at being able to facilitate team structure. I'm really good at being able to get people excited about a product, a service, anything. I'm really experienced in being able to have conversations. So now what you're looking at, right? This is where we do it like, in elementary school. You've got your passions on one side, you've got your experiences on the other, and you're literally going to draw and connect arrows between the passions and the experiences that are most related. Your areas of expertise that could be related to your areas of passion. And what you'll find is the clarity that you've been needing and the business ideas that you've been looking for, they're already inside of you. You've already been probably doing these things and caring about these things for all of this time, but you've been trying to force yourself to do what you think you're supposed to do based off what society is telling you. Somebody comment the words, "It's in me." Somebody comment those 3 words, "It's in me." It's been in you. It's already in you. We are so often trying to fit who we are into somebody else's box, not knowing that God created the shell that we have already. You don't have to try to fit into somebody else's package because you are the perfect package in this moment right now. So your passions are on one side. Your experiences are on the other side. You are literally drawing arrows and connections that show, well, here's my areas of expertise, and here's the things that really just get me excited when I think about them. How do I create a business around these 2 things, right? So I can use myself as an example. I really care about helping women to change their life, right? That's something I'm very passionate about. I'm currently using my expertise in being able to communicate and get people excited about products and services to build the business that I have right now and have my company called Millionaire, right? So that's an example of how you take your passions and your experiences or your expertise and create something. But let's take it a step further. So we talk about being a person of value, right? We talked about how we do not want to be associated with the scammers who only think about success, who only think about money, but we want to be a person of value. So what I want you to look at is, out of these things that you're passionate about, I want you to think, what is something that is missing in this field? If you're very passionate about hair care, right? Women's hair care, Black women's hair care. You could talk about hair all day. You love touching hair. You love doing hair. You love just hair, right? You need to be thinking about, now, how can I add value to this space? Not how can I be successful in hair, right? Because remember, success is going to come as a result of chasing value in the first place. So how can I add value to this space? What are some areas around hair care, around Black hair care, around Black hair growth that have questions that are currently needing answers? You creating a business, you focusing on a purpose that is a solution to a problem that exists in the area that you're passionate about is what is going to connect you to your God-given assignment and to the money that God has waiting for you, to the abundance that is your birthright. I need you all to recognize that your assignment, answering your assignment, and also having abundance go hand in hand. Answering your assignment is what directly leads to you having the abundance that God has said you will have in your life. Answering your assignment directly leads to the abundance you are looking for. But what ends up happening is we chase after the abundance, we chase after the money, and we're not including the assignment, which is why so much of the time you feel out of alignment. You feel like you're not really knowing what to do with your business. How am I going to make more money? I don't really like this job. I'm supposed to be, living my best rich girl life, and it's not happening because we're forgetting about looking at the things we're passionate about, how to become more valuable, and aligning that with abundance, with success, with money. You've got to realize that acting on your assignment, accepting your assignment is what leads to the abundance. So let's walk through that process again. You've got your passions, you've got your expertise, you've got your experience on the other side. You're going to make connections between these two areas. And then you're going to ask yourself, what is a problem within this industry niche area that I'm passionate about that currently needs a solution? Is it that there's not enough information for Black women on how they can easily grow their hair without having to buy 1,000 different products, right? I want you to really think about it. If there's one thing that you feel is missing in this area that you're passionate about, how can you be the one that solves the problem? How can you be the one that answers the question? How can you be the one that provides the value? When you provide the value in that area, guess what happens? You start acting on your assignment. And when you start acting on your assignment, guess what happens? You start making money. You start making money. If you just were on my TikTok, come on over here to Instagram, because I don't know about TikTok. It's a little crazy over there. They were saying I need to end the live. I don't know. Anyways, so as I was saying, one thing you got to realize is that as you start attracting abundance, you are not only happy because you're making money, but you're also happy because you're fulfilled. How many times do we see people who have all the money in the world, but they're still complaining? They're still sad. It's still not enough. That's because they're getting abundance, but it's not in alignment with their assignment. You've got to act on your assignment. And many of you are needing to see this live today so that you can discover what your assignment is. You've got a feeling, you've got an inkling, you have this idea that just won't stop going away. You've been starting it, but you're not really quite sure how to keep it going. That's your assignment. And you are not pursuing it all the way because you're not sure if someone else is going to accept it. You're not sure if it's the right thing according to other people. You're not sure if society is telling you that it's the right business to start. But remember, we are focused on becoming people of value. We are focused on adding more where there is less. We are focused on providing solutions where there are none. And when you focus on that, the success, the money, the everything else that you need comes as a byproduct. For those of you in here who are also parents, right? You guys know I'm a mother of 4. I know there's many of you in here who probably have children or are aunties and etc. I really want us to think about how important it is to grasp this exercise, because we are inevitably raising who will become the next adults, right? And so if we find ourselves continually stuck in this space of not being clear on what to do, of not taking action, of not answering our assignment, of being afraid of judgment from other people, guess what traits we end up passing down to our children? If we put success before value, then what will our children do? They will also put success before value. If we put money before everything, before purpose, before alignment, before our assignment, then what else will our children do? They will do the same thing. You have to do yourself the favor of discovering what this purpose is within you and acting on it so that your children who are watching you or who will watch you will know that they have the ability and they will have the courage to go and do the same thing. The best thing that you can do in this life is decide to follow God's calling over your life and not somebody else's. Because we know when we are on social media, there's a lot of callings on our lives right now. People want you to do this. People want you to buy this. People want you to go this way. People want you to do this. They want you to start this kind of business. They want you to do all the different things. And that's great. There are many things that you can be interested in. But the best thing that you can do is determine, where am I supposed to go? Where am I being led? What is my calling? How do I add the value? What is my purpose? And having the courage to step into it and follow it. When you make this list of your passions and on the other side of your expertise, I want you to see that as almost your own resume, right? The resumes that we give to job are all made up of the things that we've done, and we have to prove our worthiness to these companies, okay? But in this case, this list of your passions, this list of your expertise, I want you to see this as your own worthiness calling card. You've been worthy. God is showing you that all the things you're writing down are innate within you because that is giving you a hint as to where you are supposed to go. We just find ourselves not listening to it because we think we're supposed to do what this person is doing on social media so that they can have a Lamborghini. But let me tell you, not every Lamborghini is a good Lamborghini. Not every Rolls Royce is a good Rolls Royce. Do not chase that. Do not worry about that. Not every Birkin bag that you see came to be in a good way. This is why you cannot align yourself with that measure of success. I don't want a Birkin bag if I got to compromise God's assignment on my life. And here's what I need you to understand. The Birkin, the Rolls, all the things that we see that we think we want, these material things, they will come to you no matter what when you do this exercise and you have the courage to add value to this world instead of just looking to take success from it. Let's look at how can we add value? How can I answer questions that still need answers versus how do I just take success from it so I can walk around with a Birkin bag? Let's sit with that for a moment. Let's just sit with that for a moment. Just a moment, okay? I love nice cars. It's nothing wrong with a nice car. But I want you to understand that the pursuit is not the car. The pursuit is the value. And by being a person of value, by following your assignment, all of that comes by a default. You won't have to chase it, honey. You won't have to even stress about how to get it because you are living in your purpose, because you are acting on your assignment. All of those things are going to come anyway. I want to tell you guys something I told this woman over the weekend at Essence Fest. I had just finished speaking, and she just came up to me and was, explaining how she's followed me for a while and how she was so grateful. And she was telling me about her idea. It's around porta potties. Now, I'm not going to share her whole idea because I don't know how much she's protected it, but it's a great idea. It's a great idea. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to tell you this, sis. I can tell you all day how great of an idea this is, but what God is telling me to tell you right now is that if you don't act on this assignment, it's going to be assigned to somebody else. And so what I want to tell you as well, the ideas that you have, those are assignments. When you do not act on your assignment, it does get assigned to someone else. Have you guys ever had an idea for something and you don't do it? And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years later, all of a sudden, it exists. All of a sudden. And you're like, I had that idea. Comment me in the chat if that's happened to you. Comment me in the chat if that's happened to you. You had an idea and you're like, I should do that. But fear got in the way, whatever got in the way, you didn't do it. God waited. You had the assignment. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years go by. All of a sudden, it exists. Act on your assignment before it is assigned to somebody else. Because God has a plan, right? Things need to happen in the world. God has things that need to be done and produced and created, problems that need to be solved, questions that need answers. He is giving you the opportunity to be the one to solve the problem and answer the question and provide the value. But if you do not decide to step up to your assignment, well, God has to reassign it to somebody who will. If I did not decide to create a company called Mommy Millionaire that helps Black mothers specifically build wealth, start businesses, and pass down money to their children, the assignment would have been assigned to somebody else. I know that. You have to act on your assignment. You have to make sure that the idea that you have, the thing that you're passionate about, that you go after it with courage, without fear, before the idea is given to someone else who decides that they're going to go after it no matter what, and 110%. And then there won't be anything that you could do. We don't want that. I've seen it happen to myself. And you feel a lot of feelings when you see a literal idea that you had being executed. So now, every time I have a new idea, because I know what it feels like to see somebody else do the thing that I wanted to do, I run. I run to execute on something. I do it as quickly as I humanly can because I do not want God to take my assignment and give it to somebody else. I also want you to understand this. Some of you guys have fantastic ideas, but you don't tell people about them because you're afraid that somebody will take them. You don't tell people about them. You keep them to yourself. You don't act on them, but you just don't tell people about them because you think that that will protect the assignment, that will protect the idea. But I want to tell you something. The same way God planted the seed in your mind, whether you talk about it or not, God will plant the seed in someone else's. Do not keep this idea bottled up out of fear that someone will take it. Because if you take too long to act on the assignment, trust and believe God is going to give it to somebody else anyway. God is going to give it to somebody else anyway. Don't let your fear, what's for you is for you. When you start to take action on the idea that you have, when you really take that business that you have quite seriously, God is going to make sure that all the protections needed will be around you. God is going to make sure that it's your name on the final assignment, that it's your name on the final report. He will make sure of that when you start to take action. You think that hiding your idea, protecting it, not talking about it, being real low key, you think that that's you taking action. And really, God is just like, okay. So I done brought about 10 people into your life. You done went to all these conferences, but you don't want to talk about your idea there because you think someone's going to take it. Oh, all right. So let me just go ahead and take that little seed and put it over here in this young child here who's going to actually do something about it. Listen. That's what God told me. He was like, Ellie, you got to tell these people that the assignment will get reassigned. Love y'all, but you're only going to come here one time. We are only going to do this life thing in this body one time. So you have to do yourself the favor of becoming a person of value, outlining these passions, outlining your expertise, and recognizing that you've already been ready. You've already been worthy. Everything that you need to make that next level of goals happen, God is going to bring it into your life when you show him that you're actually ready to act on the assignment, that you take that first step, that you make it happen. You got to go. It's time. Somebody comment, it's time in the chat. It is time because here we are. It's July 3rd. We are officially in Q3. In the next 6 months or 5 months and change, we'll be in 2024. Are you going to make today day one, or are you going to say next month, next month, next month, next month, next month, tomorrow, 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 tomorrow? What's it going to be? Is it today or is it never? That's really how I've had to start talking to myself. That's how I'm going to encourage you to talk to yourself. Every time that you decide that it's not today, you're basically saying that it's never. Because for all we know, tomorrow doesn't exist. We pray, we hope. We go to bed believing that we'll wake up the next day. But really, it's either day one or it's never. It's either day one, right now, today, or it's never. That's the type of urgency that I would like all of us to have in our lives, right? And I'm not perfect. There are definitely days where I procrastinate and I don't do things until the next week. But I always try to remind myself to do better and know that today is the day I was given. I wasn't given tomorrow yet. You have not been given tomorrow yet, so do not already put things on tomorrow when we don't know that we will have it. It's either today, right now, day one, or it's never. And when you look at your goals and when you look at the things you want to do with that type of mentality, with that type of urgency, I know you will start to take action on your ideas much faster because you'll recognize that actually tomorrow isn't promised. I only have today. I only have right now. I only have this moment. I only have right here. So y'all's homework on this Good Here More Money Monday, I would love for you all to do this assignment. Write your passions on one side of the page, write your experience and your expertise, just a one-liner of what you're good at on the other side, and really draw arrows and connections between the two. And the one or two ideas that feel the most connected to you, that really stand out, you've got to ask yourself, how can I add value to this space? What do I wish existed in this space that currently doesn't? And I want you to write out what that is. And you have to guard it closely. That doesn't mean don't talk about it, but I want you to guard it closely and know that this is a part of you acting on your assignment. That thing, that solution, that problem that you just outlined, it is your assignment to go and solve it. It is your assignment to go and create the ideas, create the business, build the value around it. Do not let fear talk you out of it. Do not let someone who has nothing to do with your life talk you out of it. Do not even let someone that you love talk you out of it. Because they have to go and do their own homework. They have to go and find their own assignment. You cannot have someone else tell you not to do yours when they don't even have theirs. We're not taking advice from people anymore who are not living lives we want to live. Sorry, but love you, but I'm not going to have you tell me not to pursue this when you're still doing something that you don't like to do. Yeah. So that's your homework. Okay? That's your homework. The only validation, I always tell you guys, the only validation you need is whose? It's God's. You don't need mine. You don't need anybody else's. You only need that validation, and everything else will fall into alignment, okay? So I'm going to actually do this activity again tonight in my subscription. So what I want you guys to do is click on the little, it should be on your screen, or you can just go to my profile and subscribe to my Money and Mindset Club. It's $4.99 a month, and you guys get daily Instagram stories. I give you guys lenders. I also save a lot of my private lives over there. So if you don't see it on my page, it's probably in my subscription community. And then we have our own chat. So I'm going to be doing this exercise again later on and just throughout the week. So if you want some accountability, you want some support, you want to be in the Money and Mindset crew with all of us that are in there, go ahead and subscribe. It's less than $5 a month. And you guys do get that daily mindset and money gems from me every single day. So I really hope you guys found value in today's More Money Monday. Y'all know I love you. I might come on here and talk directly, but it's all out of love. I want more than anything to see us elevate. I want more than anything to see us achieve what we have not achieved. I want more than anything to see people fully just living in a way that is their full purpose, and recognizing that the beauty of life is not in the material possessions that we gain, right? Those are great. I love the Birkins, right? But the beauty of life is in being able to add value into a space and have someone remember you for the fact that you came and made something better. You came and made something better, right? You came and you acted on your assignment. You lived throughout your purpose, because when you focus on that, the money, the material possessions, all of that is going to come in anyway. Love y'all. Join the Money and Mindset community and DM me the word action so we can work together one-on-one. All right? DM me action and we will get on a call so I can mentor you one-on-one. Love you. Bye.